minutes.
Cool, cool. All right. So I'm just going to start talking because there are things that I would love to talk about with you, the fancy viewers of this channel here. So let's see what here. Whoops! I did it again. I'm awful. Unmute. There we go. Okay. I don't know if you can hear me, but yeah. So today I'm going to talk about things involving cosplay. Just to show you some things that I am working on right now. I am working on, I planned this out just so you know. So this is my Princess Zelda. You can see that this, you know, never mind, I did not plan this out very well. Hang on, bring you to it. So this is my Princess Zelda. This is what I'm working on right now. This is the royal version of Breath of the Wild. I'm working on the wig, and this is the flower abs that are like right there. That whole bit. This is foam. This is actually how you make muscle suits, but I applied this technique to this, and what I did was I just took liquid latex and slathered it on, and then pinned all the designs. And I have to actually do it to the back, and so I will actually be doing a little tutorial on that. So woohoo! And lately, I have been making lingerie because why not? We're in quarantine. But yeah, this is one piece that I am making particularly for a friend. But I do love the material, so I will be including it into my collection once I have that. And I actually have my little pattern right there, all nice and there and whatnot. And so also what I am doing is making patterns that of costumes that I have worked on, or even of things that I did for clients. Like there is a Howie coat pattern that I am working on. In fact, actually, a few years ago, I purchased a Howie coat pattern, and it was so awful. I'm not going to say who it is because I don't want to start drama with them, but it was just bad, and so I couldn't even use it. And so I ended up having to reconstruct the entire pattern from scratch for a client. And actually, that's kind of what this pattern is right here. What I did, if you're interested in making patterns for yourself or for others, if you have Illustrator, you don't need pattern making software. You just need Illustrator and just a very basic understanding on how to make patterns. If you can read a simplicity pattern or pretty much any sewing pattern that is like at Joann's or whatever, it's very simple. Just go on your Illustrator, and assuming you know Illustrator. If you don't know Illustrator, this is going to be quite a learning curve for you. But yeah, go on Illustrator and pretty much use your curve tool a lot, and there you go, you got pattern. So, I've got a backlight thing going on. So anyway, sorry, it is very hot up here. It is. I have a fan going, and I'm trying to stay in the direction of the fan because oh my, wet. So yeah, let's talk about cosplay. Cosplay is a wonderful thing. It keeps you sane, especially in times like these. But what also keeps you sane is time management. And I'm going to talk a little bit about time management because holy cow, we can all learn a little bit about time management. Now, what I have is, oh dude, crud, I did not take it out. I'm gonna have to, so you can see me. By the way, I am waist training right now. That is why I am wearing a cincher. If anybody who knows anything about waist training, it's a great way to help with your posture. It is also a great way to kind of help cinch down. Now, I am not, I'm not doing tight lacing. This is not tight lacing. This is just a nice loose lacing up, and it helps with my posture, and it also helps move things down a little bit better. But yeah, so anyway, going back to what I was saying, where did I put it? Where's my planner? So I have a little planner. I don't remember where I put it. I thought I had it right here, or maybe I don't. Maybe it's under something. No, it's not under there. Oi, oi. It is somewhere because I was just looking at it. Like, okay, well, anyway, I have a planner, and in the planner, it has a monthly, a weekly, and a daily goal. Crud, this would be so much more helpful if I actually had it. Oh, there it is. I know, right? Okay, so let me sit back down. Sitting is great in a cincher. Okay, so I have a planner, and this one I actually kind of constructed myself because I wanted to make it more customizable to me, which I do recommend because when it's more customizable to you, it is easier to stick to. So what I did, by the way, everything that I got on here was actually from AliExpress. So it was cheap, but it took forever to get here. So I would recommend getting it faster. So on my planner, I actually have a huge, come on pages, don't do this to me. Come on pages, don't, there we go. So I have a huge list of characters that I want to cosplay. And you know what this does? This helps you not deviate from your plans. If you are like, oh my God, I really want to cosplay this character. I really want to cosplay this character. And then you see your list and you're like, wait, no, I have priorities. Sometimes we forget our priorities. And yes, that sucks. And by the way, I have 62 people on this list, 60 cosplays. And then on top of that generalized list, I also have a sub list of each of them. I have major cosplays, secondary cosplays, and 7-day cosplays, which is my own little nickname for it. Major cosplays are the really, really big ones that would definitely take months or sometimes, you know, maybe even, I wouldn't say a year or whatever, like not for me at least, but anywhere between like weeks and months to complete. In this case, I have Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Royal version, Samus from Metroid Prime. I didn't write Prime, but I already know which one I'm talking about. The Various suit, the Angelus from The Darkness, Twinrova from Ocarina of Time, and Mercy from Overwatch. And that's the default version, because, you know, I should specify. And then I have my secondary cosplays. These ones also would probably take weeks or months, but they are not a main focus. I have like Starfire, Triss, She-Ra, Hawk Girl, another Witchblade, Zelda from Hyrule Warriors, Zelda from Link to the Past. One that I already finished was Persephone, the Dread Queen version. Asuna, the Titania version from SOA 2. Jessica Rabbit, another one because why not? Ivy Valentine from Soul Calibur 2 particularly. D-Lit, the armored version. Sheik, an original design. Krista from Fern Gully. And Ariel, the mermaid version. So those are my secondary ones. And guess how many, well, I only completed one. I already said that. But 7-day cosplays are the super quick ones that take days, if that. A couple of them I think would only take a few hours. But let's not do those ones yet because why not? I can tell you which ones would take like a few hours to do. Vanessa, which is from Little Mermaid. I actually have a picture of her like right there because also having photos of what characters you want to cosplay just kind of placed around your room kind of helps motivate you. It's like, you are reminding me by being in my line of sight. Malin would probably be one that would take a couple days. Raven would be one that I could probably knock out in a day. Aurora, the peasant version, I could definitely knock that out in a day. Poison Ivy, I have knocked that out in a day. And maybe I would say Carmen Sandiego and Aphrodite 9. And Ellen Ripley. Actually, I have my Ellen Ripley costume right over there. But anyway, So yeah, I'm sorry, I went all over on my costume list. I'm so proud of it. I really want to do this. So I have, oh, and Sniper Wolf. Sniper Wolf and Aspen too. There's like a lot. The Venus also. Anyway, sorry, I'm going off track. So you have your sub list cosplay. This is so that way you don't deviate from your schedule too much. Like if you, because I get it, like when you start working on one costume, start to feel a little burnt out. You start to feel like you can't, like if you're stuck at something, that is always like, it's kind of like writer's block. It's like, I want to get past this, but I don't know how. Or a lot of times, which is in my case, something shiny happens and you're just like, wait, what? I'm focusing on that right now. Happens all the time. But when you have a list, it's like, wait a minute, remember, we want to complete this. Although this whole year, because I created this list well before quarantine, so I have plans, and I'm going to show you how articulated these plans are. That's this right here. So this is my breakdown of each costume. This is the Princess Zelda Breath of the Wild Royal version, which is what I showed you back there. And I have every part of the costume itemized down to the crown, hair and makeup, outer, I'm reading this upside down, outer bodice, inner bodice, bracelet, belt, full skirt outer and full skirt inner. And then I also, I can't do that. I also list projected budget, which I listed at $157. I spent more than that, let's just say that. And then projected ETA, this is more like, you know, how many hours do you think you're going to put into this? And I projected, I anticipated 180 hours. It's actually, I've been doing pretty good on that. Debut date, oh, look at this, look at this. WonderCon. Just travel back in time. And I also have, ignore the dates because now it's embarrassing because obviously we don't have WonderCon. First fitting date, second fitting date. And then I also try to schedule in shoots right after the costume is made. This obviously didn't happen. And when quarantine happened, it was like, hey, I've got things to do. It goes even further. After I itemize my list of pieces per costume, I also itemize what needs to be done. And by doing this, and actually this, I need to keep up with my list. I've actually done probably about a third of everything on here, but it continues. Yeah, a ton. It continues on and on and on. And you can see also that I have done a lot of whiteout on here, and that's because I changed some things to and how I was going to make it, which is fine. But yeah. So with everything itemized, I know what I need to do. And also checking off things is kind of like goal oriented. So when I check something off, I feel good about myself and it makes me more motivated to move on to the next task, whether it is the one on this particular list or the next one, or even on a different, completely different costume. So this helps when you are working on a costume. It also, what I have also itemized unnecessarily, but it's just me. I write down how many vectors I need to make, like on Illustrator for something, painting tasks, laser cutting tasks, mold and cast, can't talk, mold and cast tasks. Wow, say that 12 times fast. And then all tasks total, there are 98 tasks that I have to do just for this costume alone. And you know, I don't do very, very tiny mundane things. If I say sand, that assumes the entire sanding process. Anything that has to do with sanding is a huge monstrous task because it is severely time consuming. I hate sanding, but oh boy, do I have to include it in there. But I just sort of make that one big general task. So when I say like, oh, I'm sanding, that also means filling, priming, all that fun stuff, I don't include it in there. So technically 98 tasks is actually more like 120 tasks or something like that. So yeah, I have that. And then I also have all of my characters, my major characters. I think I only did my major characters. Did I just do all, did I do more? Oh, I did do a couple secondary characters because I was like, yes, I'm gonna do it. So yeah, I did all my major characters and a couple secondary characters and did all the preemptive work on like deciding how I'm going to do things so that way I can keep myself focused. And for a while I was doing really darn good. And then COVID-19 happened. So moving on with my little planner thing here, I also have monthly tasks. Here we go. See this? I have my goals set in place for pretty much every single major cosplay, because every single major cosplay I had predicted how long it would take me to make and what dates I wanted to debut them, or what conventions I wanted to debut them. And so there's so like actually it's kind of a light month, February. Yeah, whatever. It's I can't talk. So this is April. Obviously I did not do anything. So everything wait. Can't. I'll just do this one. This one's fine. Okay. Because it's easier to talk about something that I have completed. So a few months ago, I did a photo shoot for a comic book company. The character's name was Sunshine. And I had tasks specifically out for the character to finish. And let's see, like there's one that says finish assembling gloves. Another one says finish boots, finish hair, and there are certain dates on here that say you need to finish it by this date. And I always sort of add an extra day or two because, you know, we're cosplayers. What do we do best? We procrastinate. And then afterwards, after I was done with the project, I would start bleeding in the next project, which was Zelda, the Breath of the Wild Royal version. Sorry, I couldn't think. And I started here with the belt, and also the belt, and can't read upside down. Sorry. And chic fitting. Oh, I did finish chic, but I did not do the fitting. Bad Jackie. But this was also end of March. So yeah. So anyway, so yeah, I have things that are listed on here on my monthly planner that are like, hey, get this done by this date and you're fine. And then, oh, I'm gonna change it to weekly. Oh wait, I forgot. I always tear out my weekly stuff on the regular. So I have nothing but blanks. Yeah, nothing but blanks. But this is what a blank weekly looks like. And what I do is I judge accordingly to my monthly calendar, and I itemize it even more, and it helps. For somebody who doesn't like to be on her phone for doing tasks, because it gets distracting. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, Instagram. I like to write everything down. Writing everything down also helps me remember my schedule for things, because, you know, that's the thing. And then, what else do I have? Do I have anything else right here? Oh, I do have like little to-do lists and stuff like that. Like, if I want to write one down and then just pin it, like, hey, get this done. Because, you know, itemizing lists. Let's just keep doing it until like we bring it down to the minute. No, but seriously, having a planner really, really helps with planning out your cosplays and keeping yourself in check, on board with your costumes, so that way you can finish them on time and not be a jerk to yourself and your fellow roommates when you are in a room trying to finish a costume. Not that that's going to happen anytime soon, but you know. So yeah. So anyway, so there's that. And then what else? I've got like 5-10-ish minutes, so I am going to quickly talk to you about drugs. They're awesome. No, I'm just kidding. They are awful. Don't do them. No, I am going to talk to you about also, if I can shove this in like a few short minutes. So let's talk a little bit about building your brand. You can do that in 3 or 4 minutes. So building your brand, the big things that help you significantly is one, being consistent with your posts, with yourself, with your fans. You know, be very nice, but also, you know, stand up for yourself. You are your own person. You will have to stand up for yourself, and you will have to put yourself out there, but that doesn't mean, you know, let yourself be a rug and get beat all the time. Also, I did talk about consistency, but that is actually a very super duper important thing. Engage is severely important because your fans are human. They're people with feelings, with joys, with things that they love, that they share, and engaging with them really definitely helps them understand that you are also human. Engaging with them also makes them feel more special, that they are seen. And people in today's society, that is a very important thing, is to be seen. So to see your fans, to tell them that you acknowledge them and everything is very, very important. Keep your content interesting, relevant, about you, and more importantly, about something you love. When it is something that you don't really care for, it shows. It shows big time. And so when you're doing a cosplay and you're just doing it because you think it'll get you a shit ton of likes or whatever, it might, but your fans are going to know you pretty well to know, like, hey, you know, you look a little uncomfortable. Maybe this isn't you. Maybe this is whatever. I do a lot of Zelda cosplays because I love Zelda. I do a lot of Witchblade, Red Sonja, Vampirella, like revealing cosplays. I love them all, so I try to be as consistent as I can with my content because I only do what I love. Also, when you do what you love, it feels less laboring. It also feels more genuine. And when you have fans, they want to only see the genuine side of you. So be genuine. Genuinity is very nice. It's great. Also engage with others outside of your brand too, because making friends is great. You could be engaging with a friend who is also a cosplayer, and you're being supportive of their brand, and they'll be supportive of you back sometimes, or most of the time, or all the time, or sometimes none of the time. But when you're engaging with people, and not just people who are bigger than you, you also have to be supportive of people that are smaller than you, because they matter and they're great. There's actually a cosplayer who I know, actually there's a few cosplayers who I've known over time, who I was bigger than at the time, and they have hundreds of thousands of followers. There's actually one particular girl who I followed, and she loves my work, and she started out very, very small, and she's got a very sweet, innocent look, and she's very sweet girl. I'm actually originally from one of my areas that I lived in, but she just got like, I think 1 million followers or something, like on TikTok, and she's getting bigger. And what she is doing is still, she's keeping people engaged. She's keeping people interested in, she's doing great. And so, yeah. So just so you know, be nice to people who are smaller than you or who you feel are smaller than you, or I guess if you want to consider it that way. Be nice to people who are even bigger than you, but definitely be nice to everybody, because you never know, who's going to be actually really cool and fun to hang out with, and fun to talk to even, because that's how it is with branding. I think I have like 1 more minute. So, but yeah, I don't know what else to talk about as far as like expanding your brand. Like there's like a lot of like little things, but not like a lot of big things. But yeah, so yay! So I hope you have learned a little bit of something with this lately.
Jackie, it's Mike. Hi.
Hi, Mike.
I'm like a hidden voice, but thank you so much for doing this. I know a lot of people get a lot out of this, and from what's happening live, we're going to be posting it online on our YouTube site as well, our page. So just as a question to you, I was looking through some of the other fan comments and stuff. Everybody loves Zelda and stuff. Who is your all-time favorite cosplay? Like, what is your favorite one that you've done?
I would probably say Twilight Princess Zelda, just because there's a lot going on. Like I love cosplaying Witchblade and Red Sonja and other Zelda characters too, but I think the one that definitely lets me stretch my creative wings out would be Twilight Princess Zelda, because there's sewing, embroidery, armor, wig, a lot of molding and casting, a lot of, there's a lot going on, and it is it's not a subtle costume. When you see it, you see all that goes on with it. But yeah, it is one that I absolutely love, probably the most, I would say.
Great. So where can people find you? Where would you like them to follow you? Where can they contact you for commissions, that sort of thing?
You can find me on Instagram.com/Jacqueline Goehner. You can also find me on Facebook under Happy Go Jackie. And you can find me on Twitter under Jackie Goehner. And on my Patreon as well, because, who doesn't like a girl in lingerie? That would also be under my name, Jacqueline Goehner. So, yeah.
Great. Well, thank you for being a part of this, and really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll get to see you in person soon.
Yay! See you guys later.